power some areas in their constituencies and not others. I would like you to, from your opinion, having of course studied the situation, to tell us what will you do to ensure that this pressure is taken out of members of parliament, because members, the public thinks it's our issue. Now, the other issue is an issue of public confidence, Honorable Wandayi, in that office, and considering that you have been also with us in the minority, And I'm saying this because you know what Kenyans out there have said, and it will be important for you to address them from this point. What can you tell those Kenyans that believe that you took advantage of the young Kenyan demonstrators, some of whom who died while they were demonstrating, so that you could negotiate your way into government?
As raised by Honorable Mbui. You know, Honorable Speaker, I am very clear in my mind, extremely clear, because I've been on this space for quite some time. The Gen Zs, or the youth, who are not raising any different issues from the issues you and I, Honorable Mbui, have raised over the years. They could have had a different style, okay? But the issues they were raising were pertinent issues, which you all agree must be dealt with, okay? And therefore, it is not proper to say that we have taken advantage of the Gen Z's clamor to get into government. First and foremost, Honorable Speaker, I never applied to join the executive, but I was pleasantly surprised and felt greatly honored that my name was recommended. And His Excellency the President went ahead to nominate me.
You know the facts. Just answer the questions.
So, Honorable Speaker, I still maintain the view that we are not in any way in betrayal of the cause.
Don't allow Mbui to bully you.
Of the youth, yes.
And have no apologies.
Yes. But again, Honorable Speaker, as I conclude on that one, you know, we are basically coming on board in a paradigm shift. I'm very pleased that the President has actually declared that we have to adopt a paradigm shift in the management of government and state affairs. And I'm most privileged if I'm approved.
In our country.
In our country.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We are living in different times. Yes, so we must also think differently. Sorry. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Baya, you are right. The cost of power is exorbitant. Indeed, it is true. That is, with respect to Honorable Mbui's question, that members of parliament are facing serious pressure from the public on the matter of last mile connectivity in the respective constituencies. Because again, it has been taken for granted that this is the work of the MPs, okay? Which they have been doing, of course, very diligently in collaboration with the REREC. Honorable Speaker, what we need to do, in my view, is to properly resource REREC. Properly resource REREC as we work on the efficiencies for this rural electrification to be fast-tracked. As we speak, the data I have is that we are at about 76% penetration. That, of course, is theoretical. Because, you know, in some areas, it's as low as 10%, while in others, it is over 100%. Yes. So I'm very much alive to that fact. In fact, we need also to bring on board counties, county governments. Honorable Speaker, under Schedule 4 of the Constitution, the counties have a role also in energy, also in street lights. Okay? What has happened in the past is that REREC has been able to build street lights, which street lights go off soon after they are commissioned for lack of payment of bills and maintenance. which they presume is the mandate of the counties, Honorable Speaker. So my view, this state of affairs is not tenable. We must make a decision, and I'll be coming back to Parliament. Okay? We must make a decision as to whether to empower REREC fully, to be able to be in charge of this street lighting, up to including payment of bills. But more importantly, if we can now move away from the grid, national grid, and establish solar street lights, okay, which would be easy to manage in the long term. That's a discussion we must have urgently, because these are important facilities.
Owen?
Thank you very much. After that bomb from your former deputy, I want you, from your former deputy, I just want you to focus on cost of power, Honorable Wandayi.
Order, Bossing? Yeah?
It has expired. Yeah, I would like to get full attention. Honorable Wandayi, the cost of power in this country is such that it is over the roof. If you get a power bill, you look at it, you know, you're paying so many things apart from, in fact, the units that you are paying for actually become a small part of what you're paying for. For this country to rise or fall in terms of manufacturing, in terms of production, the cost of living and the prices of items, it all falls and all rises on the sword of power cost, for which, in your statements, you have said this country, in Parliament, many times in Parliament, you've said that the cost of living in this country is very, very high. But one of the biggest contributors of that cost, of that high cost of living, is power. You are in the middle of it. Apart from thinking about reticulation of power, apart from thinking about all these other things, you have a big elephant in the room. How do you bring the cost of power in this country to reduce the cost of life and also to increase manufacturing, industrialization, and all those other things? Thank you, Honorable Wandayi.
Rugara?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Nominee, the ministry you are just about to take over, if this committee and the House approves you, is one of the key ministries in the country, akin to roads, water, and every Kenyan is looking upon you to be connected to electricity. And there are not two options to it. Even before I ask you the question, it's good to know that there are historical injustices in terms of power supply in the country, such that, take the case of the year 2017, the Raka constituency was at 9.5% connectivity to the national grid. At the same time, Gatundu South constituency was at 100%. These are all equal Kenyans. There really should not be that disparity. Number two, we have schools. Schools